We're going to cover jumping in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. With a 10-foot horizontal run-up, you can jump horizontally up to your strength score, and jump vertically up to 3 plus your strength bonus. This means a PC with a strength score of 16 can jump 16 feet horizontally and 6 feet vertically. Now here's the trick. The distance moved when you jump counts against your base movement score, but still only uses 1 foot of movement per foot traveled, even if you're jumping over unusual or difficult terrain, or if you're jumping over spell effects. This means you can jump instead of using your movement on disadvantageous terrain types, something that very few players and DMs take advantage of. For example, if a character with 16 strength has a 10-foot long run-up, they can jump 16 feet horizontally into the water for a total of 26 feet of horizontal movement, leaving them with 4 feet of regular movement left, which will allow them to move 2 more feet through the water for a total of 28 feet covered, which is almost their entire movement score. Instead, if the character walked to the edge of the water and then swam out, they would have only moved 10 feet to the edge of the water and then 10 feet through the water for a total of 20 feet, losing 10 feet of movement from their base movement score. The advantages of jumping are amplified even further in rough terrain. In our swimming example, the jumping character would move a total of 27 feet over a seaweed-infested waters, while the swimmer would move 10 feet to the edge of the water and then only 6 feet for a total of 16 feet. That's nearly half their movement score. As a DM, when you're designing your encounters, you can use jumping to quickly separate the party like a game of Klinko. If your party includes members with varying strength scores, you can include gaps and obstacles of 10 up to 20 feet wide, which your high-strength characters can pass through as if they're not there, but which your low-strength characters will get caught up on. Consider a field with channels cut into it for construction or irrigation, which is flooded with water. Every 10 feet, there's 10 feet of rough water, which includes things like eddies and debris. Your Strength 8 character moves 10 feet, then they jump 8 feet, and then they swim 2 feet, using a total of 22 feet of their movement. But getting up from the water requires 15 feet of movement, since they're basically prone. The player with a strength score of 16, however, moves 10 feet, jumps 10 feet, then moves 10 feet more, putting them 50% further ahead. Next round, the weak character pulls themselves out of the water and runs to the edge of the next channel, but has only 5 feet of movement left. They jump 5 feet into the water for a total of 15 feet moved. The strong player advances another 30 feet. Next, the weakling swims 5 feet, climbs out, and moves 5 feet, for a total of 10 feet of horizontal movement. At this point, the weak character has moved a total of 45 feet, and the strong one has moved exactly double that after only 3 rounds. Now, you don't want to burden your players by using this sort of technique all the time, but once in a while, this is an excellent way to give your strength-based characters a real hand in getting their character out there and making sure that they feel like they're participating in the action. Also, using this sort of movement requires your characters to think somewhat out of the box and possibly use different types of spells and actions that they normally wouldn't think of.